What's up guys, it's Oblivious Gamer here. And well, this video is gonna be like my first impressions of Gundam Breaker 4 after playing the game. So at the time that I'm making this video, there is a network test for Gundam Breaker 4. Currently, the way that the network test works is it's divided into sessions and it's going to be 2 days, March 15th and the 17th. Each day there's 3 sessions. Each session is just around 2 hours. So I've participated in 2 out of the 3 sessions, the entire session. So I have played for 4 hours. So this is just my first impressions after playing the game for 4 hours, which obviously isn't a lot, which is why I'm going to keep the video as brief as I can. I am planning on doing a longer video once the entire thing is over, once I have more time playing the game, and also because I'm planning on replaying for a bit Gundam Breaker 3, so I can have a better comparison when I'm talking about Gundam Breaker 4, and I can tell you what it improved or what I feel it didn't, how it looks, and I'm going to be trying to put footage of, here's Gundam Breaker 3, here's Gundam Breaker 4, so you guys have a better comparison as I'm talking and giving impressions. So this is just going to be a short video, and this is going to be based on first impressions after 4 hours. The biggest and most important thing is this fun, and is this better than new Gundam Breaker? The first thing is, I think the game is fun. And the second is it better than new Gundam Breaker? Yes, it is a lot better. It feels it takes a lot more from Gundam Breaker 3. However, there is some variations and there are some changes. Now, in this beta, or at least I only managed to do 3 missions plus the tutorial. For the 3 missions, I played all of them in standard, and I also played them in hardcore difficulty, with the hardcore being the highest difficulty so far. When it comes to looks, I think the game visually looks fine. I mean, I don't think it looks bad. I've seen some people say it looks worse than Gundam Breaker 3, but I don't know. It's just fine. Maybe it could be lighting, maybe it could be because it's a different engine, but I don't have much complaints here. Frame rate seems consistent and stable, which is the most important thing. So not having big dips, especially, in those crazy action parts. The environment look okay, a bit bland, but most of the time you're gonna be fighting, so at least I personally I'm not looking too much at the environment when I'm engaging enemies. Now, when it comes to the combat, the game has done some interesting changes. I personally feel this game feels a lot more the 1v1 because you can do combos and you can extend them for quite some time. Like, it's pretty crazy how you can juggle your opponent and just keep them juggling in the air and just keep the thing going if you know how to do it. So that's something definitely interesting that I find. So I think I personally enjoyed being more action-oriented, so focus more on the combos. I like doing crazy stuff. I like trying stuff out. The fact that this game will allow me to do it, I think for me, makes it more fun. The game has, the way that it works is you have 2 melee weapons and 2 long-range weapons. Long-range weapons and your melee weapons are basically left hand, right hand, left hand, right hand. For your melee weapons, square, or in the PlayStation, square is one weapon and triangle is the other weapon, and then L2 is one of your long-range weapons, and then R2 is your other long-range weapon. So that means that having 2 weapons, it allows you to customize more combos and make them more creative, as some of the weapons behave differently, have different combos, which I was testing some out and just playing around with some of the stuff that they have. You also, as I say, you have 2 weapons or 2 long-range weapons. So I do appreciate it. I do appreciate that, the combat can be more tailored to what you want. Now, as of what I played, I don't know if it's worth it to just have 1 weapon, though I still haven't found weapons that use both hands. So that's the thing to consider. This game is going to have weapons that will require you both hands for that weapon. The other thing that combat has, of course, is EX skills and option skills. Now, it's a bit interesting how EX skills and option skills are working. EX skills have a meter that you can build up, and it can build up to 9. And as you can see in the left side, your EX skills have value. Some EX skills use 1, others use 2 bars. So it feels to like, depending on how you're playing, you can easily be generating these bars and you can be spending them to do some really good EX skills depending on how many enemies you're fighting and what you're doing. And that's what I found myself doing a lot, like using EX skills a lot. However, you also have option skills, but I feel there's a bit of detriment to the option skills because option skills work with a cooldown bar. And I feel the cooldown bar can be slow sometimes. Like I personally haven't figured out how it specifically works, what will it trigger or not. But sometimes the cooldown is quicker and other times like I feel it's slower. I feel that kind of affects the combos that I'm going to do and how I'm going to extend them and what are my options. So I feel it feels a bit weird. Maybe it's just getting used to that I need to do it. But yeah, it's a bit of like interesting how EX skills works with, you can build up the bar, but you know, your option skills, you have to have a cooldown bar, and depending on how it cools down, you get access to certain moves quicker. A big thing also that I feel the game is doing is movement. Right now for this one, we have like the best thing I could describe is called like a boost dive from Gundam Versus. So basically if you're in the air, you fall on the ground like super quickly. And at times I found it very useful, especially when, you know, I'm juggling opponents in the air and they fall and I want to fall quickly, or I want to like fall quicker than what they're falling. But sometimes it felt a bit goofy because I was pressing it 2 times, and so it felt like a bit weird and janky. So I don't know, maybe that needs a bit tweaking, but I did find interesting the addition of that. The lobby so far looks fine. I mean, I think a lot of people are going to enjoy it. There's definitely benefits to have from this, being able to interact with other fans and being able to show off your build and all that kind of stuff. I didn't engage much. I just went for the missions and was just playing them to learn the game, because I think a big thing is just getting used to the controllers. So I really didn't bother too much in the lobby and just going online and stuff. I was playing the game and just going mission to mission to mission and trying to build the mobile suit that I wanted. I do appreciate that for Gundam Breaker 4, it doesn't feel like there's restrictions. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. You're able to create and mix and match parts. At the same time, I do appreciate that you can quickly go into training mode to test stuff out. See if you want to use that part, see if you want to use that skill. I think that's fantastic. Just one button, you're in training, and then you're out once you're done. So you can be testing stuff and not wasting time. I think the building aspect for this one, they nailed it and feels fantastic. In terms of the AI, I feel it's very dumb. I personally, be it my teammate or playing against enemies, I felt they were not that good. And then when I played in the harder difficulty, I didn't feel the opponents were getting harder. I felt more that the challenge was getting harder. So to get your grade, you have to either complete the mission in like a specific time to get like S, and break parts a specific amount to get your S rank. So for example, a mission was like in standard, you need to finish it in 5 minutes to get an S. But then in hardcore, it was just like, you need to do it in 2 minutes and 30. So it didn't felt that like, my opponents got harder. It just felt, I have less time to do this, so I have to do it quickly. So I don't know if I would say that's hardcore, that's difficult. For me, it just doesn't feel that it's more difficult. It just feels that like I just have less time to do things. Eventually I managed to do it. I think there's only the first mission that I haven't replayed. After I played it once in hardcore, but I have S both hardcore missions, the second one and the third one. Yeah, I mean, like I said, this is just something quick. I don't want to put too much time. At the same time, I'm waiting to play Gundam Breaker 3 and then play that final session of Gundam Breaker 4 and sit down, think, so I have a better opinion. And once, like, do I actually like this? Do I don't like this? Do I feel this is better? Is it an improvement? That kind of stuff. But so far from the first impressions and after like a couple hours now, I'm enjoying it. I think the game has potential. There's definitely places that the game needs polish, and there's definitely stuff that like I think they could change out, but overall I think it's a step in the right direction, and I think they're getting there, and I think this is a lot better than New Gundam Breaker. But yeah, as always though guys, what are your thoughts? This has been Oblivious Gamer, and I hope you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you are.